Hey everyone, it's Kevin Ducey back with another top producer spotlight, and I'm so excited to have my guy, Mr. Khai McBride, friend, legend in the industry, bigger than earth personality, supreme coach, and just a wonderful guy. Khai, how you doing today, sir?
I'm living the COVID dream. I'm in isolation, still coaching, pandemic. I live in Los Angeles County. We're like the most shut down place in the world, but it's still making money. You got to overcome whatever obstacles, you know?
Absolutely. I saw your mayor on Instagram. I normally envy you guys. Here I am in Oklahoma in my coat. You got your short sleeve shirt on, but I'm not envying you today. Kai, we had the pleasure of connecting through the MLO network group in Orlando back, man, it was March. Think about how the world changed right after we connected. And I was just so intrigued by your story. And I thought, what a great person to have on and share with my audience the things that you're doing. And your story is really cool. So you started out in tech and then found your way into originating and then coaching. And now you're doing some real high level coaching. Expand on that for me a little bit. Let the listeners hear how you got to where you're at now.
I think at the end of the day, I'm a process systems person. When I was in tech, that's what I started with out of college. I was a project manager, um, program manager. So I headed all the big software projects. I did deadlines. I did project management. I managed resources, budget, things like that. I coded. I did software and networking, all that stuff too. But eventually, my position was managing a team of developers for some Microsoft companies. Um, what happened was we did a lot of work for real estate and lenders or mortgage brokers. So when the tech industry crashed in 2001 and I was basically without a job, I had a friend who I'd met during the time, Tim Brahim, who is a pretty well-known producer back in the day, and he does some coaching. And for those that have been around, pre 2010, know the name. And I knew him and a bunch of other people, and they took me in their wings and they said, you're in technology, but we've seen you talk to people. You've always been like a good AE personality. Why don't you get into loans? Which at that time, a lot of people got into loans. If you ever watched The Big Short,
Absolutely.
and the thing was that I got into this industry, and unlike most people, I had a mentor. I was never that loan officer that had to figure everything out for himself and struggling 2-3 loans a month. I jumped into the industry. My first year, I did 99 loans, and then by the third year in the industry, I was doing about 200 loans a year because I was given a process. I was given a blueprint. It would be like if you one day said, you needed something to do, and they said, well, why don't you open up a franchise? We'll teach you how to open up a fast food franchise. So I never had that experience of opening up this like little mom and pop restaurant where I struggled. Somebody said, oh, I'm just going to teach you how to run a Subway, and then I'll teach you how to run McDonald's, right? So I always knew how to run my business with systems, with processes, with people. I hired my first assistant my second year in the business. Maybe I think it was my third year in the business. And by the time my fourth year in the business, I had a team of 4, and we're doing, 200 units a year, something like that. My fourth year in the business, I was doing about 250 units a year. I was then able to share that on stage, like I have been for the past 15 years, and mostly talking about my database systems. And what I was originally known for when I first spoke was I was the database CRM expert. I talked about database marketing. This was new, and how to use email communication and touches and all these different marketing packages and updates. That was really, really fresh back in 2004, 2005. I started getting approached from people. Could you coach me? Somebody actually offered, I'll pay you if you coach me. And I did. And between 2006 and 2009, I coached simultaneously. I coached part-time. And I never really wanted to get out of origination. I wanted to have a coaching company in addition to origination, but I started having so much fun coaching, I kind of just forgot about the origination business, and the rest is history. And as a coach, I specialize in that same curriculum. It's systems, technology, and team building. We specialize in helping people with capacity issues when they grow, whether you're trying to get from 5 to 10 or 10 to 20 or 20 to 30, or maybe you're already successful, but you've run out of hours, you've run out of time, you're working too many hours. Anytime somebody's at a ceiling of growth, they usually approach us. We're not really the type of company that helps people get realtor meetings and marketing and leads and anything like that. We're more of like an operational system structure company. So if you look at my history of the last 20 years, it's been pretty consistent what I've been doing.
And it's, I mean, obviously 2020 with the growth rates that have happened for loan officers, it's been a great year for you. We've discussed that in the past, is that, you know, people are reaching out to you more than ever because they are at that growth capacity. You know, obviously not to give away your secret sauce, but if somebody's listening today, if they could have a small tip and maybe encourage them to reach out to you in the future, what's something you could tell somebody today that to help their capacity, something they need to streamline and get in line? I mean, I know it's real general. We're not recreating the wheel here necessarily, but what would you tell somebody?
Well, that's, you know, one thing is there is no secret sauce. It's like golf. I can give you all the golf tips in a video, but that doesn't mean you're going to be good at it. You still got to come and you can work with us and you got to practice, right? You know, the thing is that, you know, I think the main thing is to understand that there's really two main things that we focus on. Number one is the entrepreneurial business mindset. If you just want to just originate and make phone calls and close leads and do everything, that's one thing. But what we really encourage is we encourage people to build businesses. And the reason why we encourage people to build businesses is autonomy. And, you know, Kevin, you and I talk about that a lot. If you look at my life, I spend a lot of time with time off and enjoying my life and doing the things that I love because I've always built my business on autonomy. I've staffed it, I've automated it, so I'm not stuck at my desk all day long. I mean, I think a lot of originators, they basically sold their soul to the industry, being available on their phone 24/7, text message 24/7. You have to take apps while it's your kid's birthday on a Sunday, and you never really get away from that. So if you ever want that freedom of life, you want to be able to go on vacation and have a team handle your loans or have technology handle your loans, then you have to learn how to implement those things to give you that freedom. Because what is it that we're really working for? So our focus is really to show people how to create business in the name of having an autonomous lifestyle. Now, in order to achieve an autonomous lifestyle, you have to understand just the concept of leverage. You can do things manually, or you can use three types of leverage. You can either create processes, which make you do things faster. You can use technology, which automates it, or you can use a person, which delegates it. And I'll give you like a really, really simple example. Let's say you want to go grocery shopping, so you go to the supermarket. If you just have 20 things in your head, how long is it going to take you to go to the market and buy those 20 things and go into random aisles? And maybe you come home and you forgot one of the 20 things. You only got 19 things. And it took you like an hour to go to the market, all right? So that's doing everything manually. So think about how you do your business manually like that. Well, the first piece of leverage is processes. Instead, what if I give you a grocery list? And the grocery list is not just a list of all 20 things, which makes you go through the supermarket faster, but it's sorted by aisle. So you just go through aisle 1, 3, 7, 9, 10, you hit it in and out. Number one, you won't forget anything, but number two, it's streamlined. So what might take somebody an hour to go grocery shopping, it's now taking somebody else 30 minutes to go grocery shopping. You've leveraged processes. But now let's look at technology. Technology is, well, what if I go online and I pre-ordered my groceries online so that I just show up and I just pick it up, right? I automated a lot of that process. Or
Right.
Instacart, I can just order and then it gets delivered, okay? Thirdly, there's delegation. You can have somebody go grocery shopping for you. Like I can have my daughter go for me. Now, what if you combine all three? What if I take a grocery list, give it to my daughter, and then she takes Instacart and then has everything delivered? I've leveraged 3 different resources. So let's talk about a loan. Are you working with a loan and manually remembering all the things that you have to do and manually collecting documents? Or do you have templates for the documents that you need? Do you have templates that walk you and you and the client through things? But what if you also have technology? What if you have certain technology, whether it's Flowify, Simple Nexus, Whiteboard, different technology that will, or Encompass, that asks them for things, reminds them of things, give them updates. Or what if you have an LOA that does that for you too? So you have different levels. You have processes, you have technology, and you have people. Some people have people without processes. So they've just delegated manual processes. Some people have automation without people, and some people have processes without the other two. But what if you had all three? What if you have an LOA that has a process And part of the process is using technology, and that's how you grow businesses, and that's how you build businesses. And that's my quick tip, is to build your business for purpose and using 3 points of leverage. Everything that you do, ask yourself this question: can I make it more efficient with the process? Can I automate it with technology? Or can I delegate it with a person? Or better yet, can I do all three? And once you do that, it's faster, more accurate, and you can walk away.
It's so true. I think about our system, and I think about our truly successful customers that utilize our product. They're utilizing all three of those aspects, and they really are letting the loan office, the LOA, really work in the automation of Whiteboard, because that's where they live. And actually, when the loan officer gets involved with it, it kind of messes it up. So I think you're so spot on, Khai. Man, I can't, I knew this was you're a really unique guy when we sat in the Uber on the way to play golf, and you were telling me about your clients and how you had a client reach out to you in the middle of the night, and it was far more about loans. I think it was about going through a divorce or something like that. And I was like, you know what? This is the kind of guy I want to partner with. And I'm so happy that I agreed to play golf that day. Shout out to Mike Fisher for MLO Network for making that happen and connecting us, man. And I hope that 2020 leads us an opportunity to connect at a conference here in the future, 2021, I should say, in the future. Thank you so much for joining me today. Where can folks find you if they're interested in getting some higher level coaching, Khai?
My website, KhaiMcBride.com, KhaiMcbride.com. You can read all about my coaching. You can set up an appointment there. You can read about my programs, what they're about, pricing and everything. And if you want to reach out to me, it'll walk you through on the website, set up a call with me. And, when I talk to people about coaching, it's all about fit. I don't try to sell anything. I'm not trying to churn people in and out of my program. Amen. I want to make sure it's good. And so, don't be afraid to call if you just want to have a conversation.
Sounds great, bud. We'll plug that link in below, and so everybody can go directly to it. Thank you again. Thanks again, bud. Good to see you. Take care. Be safe.
Yep. Always a pleasure.
Good, bud.